Welcome to levelupyourgame.net. Here tonight is Disrepute and Vor. You can speak for.
Oh, hi, yeah.
ClanBase Nations Cup 2012. Finland versus Ukraine. It's going to be a Group B match. Is this the first of each team? Oh, wait, it's first for Finland, isn't it? Because, of course, they were supposed to play the United Kingdom in the first match.
Oh, that's why Group B is so familiar.
Yes, that's
the
why.
UK's group. And
Well,
Denmark.
Denmark, Finland, Portugal, the United Kingdom, and Ukraine make up this group, so. I think it's the first for each. I don't remember seeing a Ukraine result.
How many teams go through from each group?
I believe 2.
Well,
There's 5 in each group.
it's kind of a big game then for both teams if they want to have much hope of qualifying, you'd have to say. Because, I don't know, I wouldn't imagine both of these teams have much chance to go through if there's only 2 going through. What say you, Dis?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be difficult, isn't it? Denmark are going to be definitely the favourites to go through in this group.
Yeah, big Nations Cup winners recently, of course.
The United Kingdom usually pretty strong. Portugal don't look too bad either, so.
Usually pretty strong.
Anyway, let's have a quick look at the lineups. Triple Sex, BZD, Extreme, and Vendigo. I'm sure BZD is short for something.
Buzzard?
Buzzard? Was it Buzzard?
I don't remember. I've decided it, so I'm not calling it BZD or BZD. It's Buzzard.
Finland with Wit, FRS, Cade, and Demaya. I think they look 2 pretty strong lineups for both teams. I guess we're going to probably say Finland are the favourites here, though.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll just tell
you
them.
know, they've been worried about not having a good lineup, Finland, but I still think this is a good lineup. Of course, it causes issues for them, the rule that you can't have all from the same clan, and usually you'd be pretty much seeing an XT lineup representing Finland. It's not allowed, unfortunately.
Well, maybe that's a good thing then. I mean, on this occasion, it means Cade's got an opportunity to play, and he's definitely a top quality player. But if you were just saying what's probably going to be the best team, then XT would have just said, well, all our team together is going to play better.
Yeah, because they used to play with each other, but I think Cade can fit in well to this lineup.
Yeah, definitely a skillful player. So, first map's going to be Grim Dungeons. This is Finland's map pick. Got that lovely double power-up set up here. Quad and battlesuit. Opposite ends of the map, red armour on the battlesuit side, and the 2 yellows closer to quad. You can see nice splits of play from both teams. Or they can go really aggressive and just fight over control of the red. That's usually the 2 variants and tactics we see. What do you expect to see from both these teams? Rushing for red or settling for one team on the yellow, or what?
Well, I don't know. I think Finland, they'll be comfortable whatever side of the map they have. They'll most likely want red, as most teams do, but I don't feel like Finland are going to be a team that rush into red constantly if they, aren't controlling it. They're not going to throw away frags just to assess red. Or at least I don't expect them to. It may surprise me, of course. I'll tell you one thing though, Jess, it's actually nice to see this map being picked again, because I think we went quite a while where we weren't seeing this map played.
Yeah, it was
nobody wanted to pick it.
But then it was threatened in this Nations Cup by a vote to not be included, and the community pulled through. They said, look, we've had enough of Deep Inside, no one likes it anymore. Let's have Grim Dungeons, let's make sure we get it, and then, well, we've seen it in most games so far, haven't we? Quality TDM map, you see.
Yep. One of the all-time best, if not the all-time best maps in Quake 3/Quake Live. Been there since the beginning, of course.
Day 1. The initial day.
The layout was adjusted, by some people. It's called, was it TMP on the end of the name, so DM14 TMP.
Yeah,
they did TMP versions of a few other maps to make them more competitively viable, and that layout has stuck pretty much since they did that.
Did it for campgrounds as well at first, of course.
Yep. Took out, I believe, a red and put a yellow in its place, making it arguably more balanced, but that layout didn't quite become as popular as this DM14 layout.
So they're all readying up now, and we are ready to go. Who's your favourite on this map for?
It's got to be Finland. They picked it, and they're a very organised set of players, so going with Finland this.
Starting off with Extreme spawning in this low yellow area. Yellow area. With a rocket. Nice rocket to start off with as well. Moving up to the rail position. He was under no threat from anybody, and the rest of his team is taking control of the red, so we'll have to see if Finland are just going to sit back on the yellows. Of course, they didn't get one of those yellows, so...
They sat back and they've already picked up a couple of kills, so, you know, they don't have that favoured red position, but,
got the power up time
they've got the better start.
3 seconds until it spawns. Finland buy this quad already. Good spam from Extreme, and he's moving forwards really well. Oh my god, he's going to... Vendigo's managed to grab the battlesuit, although it seemed like they were under pressure there. Finland, don't know what happened with the quad forge, you know.
It was stolen and it died.
So we're just looking at one parrot running around the map without a weapon. Vendigo with this battlesuit. Give him the gun, come on, and the red.
Oh man, he didn't get the red. It probably won't matter because there's no quad alive, of course, but...
If he can push out this upper yellow, this would be really good last second. He's got to be careful he doesn't push too far though and get caught out now. Yeah, that's intelligent play from Vendigo. Although he could have stayed there a bit longer, put a bit more pressure on.
Although, you know, red is under threat, he's probably called back. Someone probably heard this move in.
That's great rockets. Really nice rockets for Vendigo. Finland moving in though aggressively. So we're on Extreme's point of view, 66. Slow scoring game at the moment.
Yeah, it is quite slow. It's interesting to see Finland make that attack on red. They probably called that attack after the suit pushed all the way through to quad. But, you know, well defended by Ukraine.
Still following Extreme, just trying to put out some damage on this. Whoa, it takes an aggressive leap down towards the yellow. Surprised he didn't wait till it was up.
It was in and out of it really quickly, so it was a good move to make. And that's a lot about... that's a lot of what this map is about, is, you know, taking advantage of when your team is in a strong position. He knew that Finland didn't have much to work with, so he was safe to make that move.
3, 2,
Look at the team so far. Extreme, the guy with the biggest net and the most frags on the server. So I guess we're following a good point of view. Well, goes really aggressive, takes a lot of shaft damage. And then manages to back off. He's got to be careful now, could go down to 1 rail. Whoa, grenades! Oh my god! He's got himself caught, that was...
Bit of a mistake there, because he's given away that rail, of course, and... I'm surprised he stood there, because those nades, there's only one place they were going, they were directly behind him in a tight space.
It was a strange choice. Vendigo's moved in up the bounce pads. Extreme's moved back after the spawn, and he's totally destroyed Cade there. I'm surprised Cade lost that so badly, just couldn't seem to connect with his LG. He's lost his whole stack as well for this quad that's coming up, and that was a great attack from the Ukraine, in fact. The quad won't have any armour to work with. There he is, quad coming through with the shotgun. Battlesuit did take a fair bit of damage, though the quad's still going to have to back off. Did take that upper yellow, even on armours now, but there you go. He's a D. In with the frag. It's all too easy in the end. He was cautious about that, though. It's good work with the battlesuit.
Yeah, it was nice. You know, they're doing a good job at the moment, Ukraine. I don't know if they've lost position on this red, though. They apparently have. So, you know, as good as it was to put the pressure on by pushing through the quad, you know, they could have paid for it by losing red.
Switching
around. Like Finland, though, they're kind of really on the back foot at the moment. We saw there was a couple there at red, but they've totally been pushed back against the yellows. Yeah,
following Demire in this lower area. He's got nothing coming up. The yellow will be up very soon, but he's not going to be able to get it because there was a spawner right there. Nice MG on the bounce pad. Of course, you should hit that kind of accuracy there. But they're not really in any position, as you say. I'm going to cycle around a bit more. Vendigo with 50 armour. Triple Sex under attack in this red room, but he managed to pick up the red in the middle of the fight. Brilliant play from them. Oh, Wit's actually lagged out. And Triple Sex before killing him. Yeah, I would have just killed him and then, well, I probably wouldn't even timed out, to be honest. But
well, I kind of feel the same way about stuff like that as well. I mean, if someone's lagging out, you know, their teammates probably know, and why don't they call the timeout?
It was literally that second, though, to be fair.
No, it wasn't. He was stood there a good few seconds.
Let's
few seconds.
Let's give Triple Six a lot of respect for that.
Kudos to him.
He's going to get a frag now anyway. Oh, maybe not. Oh! Well, that player was fragged in the end with.
Yeah, this isn't a game where rockets go through walls, unfortunately.
This is, yeah, a very difficult position for Finland at the moment. They're going to have to play on these power-ups. Triple Six looking nice and stacked, moving through to this low area. Only got one rocket. Got to be careful of that. Not too much ammo with the LG. That's probably enough to get a kill, but...
This is kind of what I expect from Finland. I wouldn't be expecting them to be, you know, even if there wasn't 10 seconds till power-ups, I wouldn't expect them to be cessing red. It's all about sitting back for them and making sure they're in a good position for the quad.
Yeah, following Cade now, he's got nothing, and doesn't look like he's going to be the one to take the quad, although they're going to have to grab it soon. Demaya does grab it, takes out Extreme, was just dishing out a bit of MG damage. That's perfect timing for that upper yellow drop on it. Needs them to rush through ahead of him. FRS decides he does want to go in. They probably should have not taken that route in the end anyway. Could do a little bit more LG ammo. Of course he can get the kills, but if he comes up against Battlesuit, he's not going to really have enough ammo to probably kill the Battlesuit. Nice rocket usage. Gets two frags. Really good rockets. Palms that off to a teammate as well, so that's great play from Demaya. Now they're in on the red. Just going rail for rail then. Demaya giving away his railgun to a teammate as well. That's really, really nice play from Demaya, that little passage there.
Yeah, and this is really the first time we've really seen Finland in the red, and they've got good positions this time as well, so it's going to be interesting to see if Ukraine are going to choose to attack at any point. It doesn't look like they are at the moment, but, you know, there's a possibility that they might get a few yellows and then make an attack on red.
Still following Demaya. He's just picked up that red armour. Going to wait on the rockets, is he? Maybe not. It looks like there's an attack, or at least something coming in from the rail position. Cade, I guess, was a spawner, just caught out that play. It looks like Ukraine are moving in now. Demaya should come out on top in this. That's a great little bit of LG.
Needs to be careful with the railer.
Oh, yeah. Caught him out.
Unfortunately, there's no pressure from his teammates on that rail because, you know, they'd already been killed.
Yeah, he was just a little bit too cautious as well with his teammate blocking the shot on that direction. And I think he was just in two minds, really, but they have moved back in and taken this position. Demaya has got 60 armour now.
Yeah, and Ukraine need to be careful here.
Yeah.
They might have not got, you know, much armour to work with, but they've managed to keep Demaya away from that quad, so they're probably going to be safe picking up the quad, and Finland should come away with a strong
suit. On the quad position, he's got lightning gun, he's got a rail, and he's got 74 armour there. Going to move through really quickly. The suit's getting massively delayed, but in fact,
double.
Oh! Who was it?
Now we have a insanely stacked quad on Triple Six, nearly 200 armour, so Finland are in all kinds of trouble here.
They're rushing through to this upper yellow, try and take position on it. Triple Six decides randomly to back off.
Yeah, that's odd to me.
That was bizarre. Why did he do that? You'd think he would be looking for those frags of the players he could hear.
And look how much armour he still has, and it's kind of wasted unless he goes and does something with it.
I mean, that is the thing with the armour, the way it counts down is... It is wasted unless you really use that extra 100 stack up.
Yeah, he's completely
that was
wasted.
terrible bit of play.
No damage at all with pretty much 200 armour.
He'll be disappointed with that.
Yeah, and you know, while they are still in the lead, it's not an insurmountable lead. You need to take every opportunity you have to
double power-up situation that
team.
was for, and they didn't really benefit from it too much. So I'm going to cycle around a bit. Demaya up the rail bounce pad with a teammate. Does take a rail straight away. That's good counter play from Ukraine. And look, he's only left with 9 health now, having to back off health up and start from square one. Look at this aggression from the Ukraine. They're really
this is honestly really good play. I'm surprised. I didn't expect this because I thought Finland would be a lot more organised in this. It's just Ukraine. They're under no pressure at red, and they're pushing out and doing things as a team at the yellows, which is exactly the right thing to do.
Following
so much pressure on Finland.
Wit does have 60 armour, lightning gun in hand as well. Rocket launcher now. Again, the next yellow's picked up, and this is going to be perfect setup for the quad. Of course, quad is first now. There's quite a bit of a delay on the battlesuit, so you have to commit people to quad generally. We'd say, look at that though, no real pressure from the Ukraine. Battlesuit is just spawning.
As well.
Yeah. Now Battlesuit can safely come at the bounce pad. I'm guessing his teammate told him about it. He does need some ammo. He's got one rocket left to run out of that. He does have a shotgun to work with. Still no call on where the quad is, I guess, because he's not in a very good defensive position for it. Whip! Did he grab the red? He did, and he's just... Wow, he's taken out. I thought he was going to kill the Battlesuit then, but Triple Sex did come out of that fight.
I'm just surprised that when Whip picked that quad up that he didn't go straight through to the red, because we saw that it just meant Triple Sex could come up to red with no pressure on him at all. You know, it could have been a lot different had Whip in the 1-inch position at the red, and then Triple Sex had bounced up and potentially got caught out in mid-air.
Triple Sex now, on his point of view, again, just defending this rail. Bounce pad does miss that rocket, but he's going to take out FRS. Got to be careful the rail. He's got low enough health that it would go down to one shot. Red will be up in a second. Seems to know the time of it as well. Been very good on these times of these items. Might actually have a quick look on the scoreboard. 17 reds to 5. Well, that shows it exactly what we're seeing in the play of who's controlling what area.
Yeah, and despite having so many yellows, it really hasn't helped Finland so far in this game. There's just been so much pressure on them from Ukraine pushing out of this red.
34 to 11.
Hasn't been easy for Finland at all so far.
5 battlesuits Ukraine. Finland have had none. That shows again the dominance. And look at this, they've moved into the quad area brilliantly. Finland could be in serious trouble again here.
Literally perfect. This is exactly what they needed to do.
Wick could have just got enough to dive in and save that. That's a well-timed attack there, and Cade has come out on top. He's got machine gun down. This could be a grab of the quad. And actually, the Finn teammate there, there was somebody at that upper yellow. Just thought he would be safe there. Obviously didn't realise his health and just decided to go and get that upper yellow instead.
Yeah, so we've got a double power up again for the Ukraine. I mean, despite Cade's best efforts, he couldn't get that quad secured again.
Following
this time, you'd expect the Ukraine to take full advantage of this. We saw last time that their double power up didn't give them much.
Just ran out of rockets there, Extreme. Ends up getting the railgun, which he's hitting 64% with. And the lead is starting to build for, especially with now that run of frags, etc. That put Finland out for another 30 seconds maybe until they can gain control of something. Because
look at this, Extreme and a teammate sitting here at the quad. I mean, presumably they're still in control of red. They are still in control of red, so this is kind of dominating so far.
Finland have got to come up with some kind of counterplay pretty fast. But I mean, what surprised me there was how they lost out on the quad area seemingly so easily.
Yeah, well, we saw that attack from Ukraine wasn't met by much resistance. It wasn't until Cade and one other made a late push, and Cade nearly won it back with 4 health remaining, but unfortunate spawn took him out. But it's not great from Finland. It's not what I expected at all from them.
Normally we expect such very organised play, and of course they're not all just the XT team here, but surely one different player is not going to make too much of a difference. We're just dropping off, cratering.
He just got the jump down to that health wrong.
Going to cycle around.
Spawn, but it didn't mean he missed out on that rarely picked up.
FRS is hitting 73, impressive 77% rail. FRS hasn't to back off with only 11
For a
health.
minute, it sounded like you said 73 impressives. I was going to say that would be outrageous.
And impossible.
See, look at this. This is a much better route this time by the quad. It's going to catch.
Oh, there it does, and the battlesuit goes down. Who's got the quad?
Triple Sex.
There it is. I'm on him anyway. Yeah, just has the health up. Has got a lightning gun and rail.
Much more positive than what we saw from the Finland quad. He went straight for that suit, and that's what happens. You just knock it in the void easily as well.
They're being so positive and proactive. That's the difference between the two teams I see at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like watching how Poland were playing this map a year and a half, 2 years ago, and they're doing it exactly right. Obviously, they're not doing it quite as well as that Poland team did, because I don't think anyone could, but it's still pretty good nonetheless.
Finland have just moved in there and taken control of the red. They just pick it up. But there you go, Ukraine straight back in there, and of course, because their players have moved out and stacking on the other side of the map, they still come back with weaponry and can counter pretty quickly. Followed around to Triple Sex's point of view now, defending this railgun bounce pad position.
And they've always had people in these positions, which is a big part of the M14, is stopping people getting into that red room, because once the fight reaches the red room, it's a lot more even than if you're stopping people getting there by killing them in the doorways.
Controlling those choke points. It's the same on every map, really, isn't it? There's always choke point areas you want to control. Tight doorways or corridors. You get the advantage then. Good defensive play by Cade around this quad area. Needs his team to move in and support him. There is a 6-second gap between the quad and the battlesuit, so it's worth committing your entire team, I would say, to securing the quad. Only 2 Finns there at the moment. Great LG from Cade. Does just save the day there. As Wit grabs the quad, almost grenaded, decides to take this lower route. Could catch the battlesuit out. Doesn't need to. They've finally got a double power up of their own. And there's going to be a red up in a second if Demaya wants to wait for it. There it is. Leaves it for a teammate to grab who didn't have a power up. FRS.
Yeah, all of a sudden the difference is only 25, so I think good advantage taken from the double power ups could find them on their way to a potential comeback. Got a long way back to making it even though.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have a good couple of minutes of play more. It'll be the penultimate quads the next time they spawn. Sorry, power-ups.
But you can see Demaya is still down at this lower yellow, although...
Whoa, look at that machine gun damage.
And, yeah.
He went down really quick there with their machine guns.
Well, he had taken the yellow, but he didn't have much health, so...
As Ukraine start moving in again on the red, Demaya are now following. Just takes a rocket at the really unfortunate time there. He's such a low sense or something, hasn't he? Demaya really doesn't flick around much or anything. And it looks like the CES kind of game. Just going to go on over that red for a minute or so. Nice pummel kill from Triple Sex on FRS. Must be really irritating.
Through that small
Great shot. Going to pick up the red. That's going to be the last before quad, and practically the last you could, well, it is the last you could get before the battlesuit.
Yeah, it looks like Cade wanted to make a push through towards quad then, but he didn't have any teammates ready, and you can see the teammates around him don't look like they have much to work with.
He's going to have to stay back for the battlesuit pickup, though. I mean, I've switched around to BZD, who's just moved through the shotgun position now, and he's going to drop down right on top of battlesuit. This could be a really difficult position. In fact, yeah, there you go, double power up again. I'm going to actually switch over to Vendigo with the quad, I think.
Yeah, and he's looking to go aggressive as well and put this game beyond Finland.
This has got to do it, really. I mean, that's just really poor play from Finland, the setup on that last power up there. Just letting a guy wander in through the shotgun room. I watched him, he just walked in, slowly, casually, there's no resistance, just dropping down the back. He had a rocket launcher, which is like the ideal weapon for that attack, so...
Yeah, to me, it just looked like they weren't sure what they wanted to do on that last power up, because it did look like Cade was expecting someone to support him and maybe move through to the quad, but that idea quickly went out the window, and then they just didn't do anything at suit.
Bit of indecision there, and it cost them in a very bad way. Ukraine look very well practiced. They look right
yeah,
on
they
form,
certainly
don't they?
do. I'm kind of surprised.
Excellent.
So around a 30 frag margin, we've still got one set of power-ups left. It's not possible, really, realistically, to bring it back.
No, it's not. So Finland are going to lose their map pick, and well, it must have been someone else we watched on GM14 last week. I thought it was Finland, but thinking about it, if this is their first game, it can't have been. Yeah.
I'm struggling to recall who we covered.
Well, not to worry. But that's going to worry Finland moving into the second map, which is of course Dreadful Place. And
it's a map they do favour though historically.
yeah, they often pick it as XT, so they're not too worried. But without Goethe, who's quite often their star player, it's going to be very difficult, I think.
Here's Triple Sex with the quad just rushing through straight away. Wit, is he going to go up the bounce pad stupidly? No! Good play. Just delayed it last second.
1 minute warning.
Nice shotgun. Just run straight into that rocket. Down to 29 health, but the 50 does just spawn. It's just like nothing's really going their way, is it? This is such a messy little run. But very good performance from Ukraine. The other thing is, of course, whoever loses this match is going to be starting off in a difficult position looking to qualify, as you said, for. I mean, if we're looking at Denmark being the favourites for the group, second position is up for grabs. First and second, but
yeah, second position
Denmark
is most likely being fought between 3 teams, and Ukraine beating Finland possibly removes Finland from that list of teams fighting for second.
We'll have to see on the second map coming up
Red wins.
in a minute.